Okay. Should we do Alebrelle next? It seems like he's not as big a player, but we have like personal history with him, so we could do Swifty. Swifty. Okay, here we'll do Swifty or Alebrelle. We'll put it up to a poll. Boom, boom. Alebrelle is quick. Could be. Alebrelle edging out by 15 points. Then Alebrelle it is. Alebrelle, one of the famous indicted motherfuckers from the infamous N-word manifesto. A man who has viciously attacked me in the past for my abhorrent racist beliefs. Let's see how he fares. Oh, fuck, I can never ever look at his Twitter because he might have fucking nudity on it. Alebrelle. Streamer. Accusation number 1. I believe there were 2. Is that format? Wait, how do you do this again? Merge cells. Okay. Number 1 from IzzyBear. A certified piece of shit in her own right, but today she brings forth the Alebrelle accusation. These people are all like part of the lefty group that hate me, but here we go. The thing that I thought was funny about Alebrelle in the past is that almost every single girl I've ever talked to, I think Alebrelle has managed to message them first. It's very strange. It seems like he has a lot of... Also, we read about some very fucky behaviors that Alebrelle had before in the past with girls. However, some of these were a long time ago. Maybe he has improved. It was like 8 years ago, I think, that like he like found a girl's... What did he do? He found a girl's Facebook through her Twitter, through her Tinder. He found her Facebook. Then from her Facebook, he found her Twitter. And then from her Twitter, he found like her LinkedIn. He found like 3 or 4 different pieces of social media and tried to message her on every single one. Her OkCupid and Tumblr. Yeah. It was like, holy shit. And then there was a very fucking weird thing where I was talking with Lumi. Dude, I don't know what their name was at the time. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name at the time. I don't know if that counts as dead naming or not, if they changed their name. Yeah, Eva was their name at the time. They go by Lumi now. I don't know if that counts as dead naming or not. Just so people know who I'm talking about. But I think I chatted with Lumi a lot over TwitchCon. They came back to a hotel lobby with me and a friend, and we chatted in the lobby for like an hour or two about things. It was me and a few other friends. I don't remember who it was. But that's it. I've never had any sexual whatever relationship with Lumi. I'm not saying that like they're disgusting. I just haven't. In the course of our chatting, at some point, Alebrelle came out with this really fucking weird clip where he was like, don't you dare talk to Lumi. She's pure, and I don't want you corrupting her. He used the pronouns that he wasn't supposed to, by the way. I'm quoting him, sick, okay, S-I-C. But, yeah, I just thought it was like, I thought it was really fucking weird. I think I actually have this. I'm just setting the stage for why I don't like Alebrelle. Oh yeah, there was this. Stalking her from her OkCupid through to her Tumblr, through to her Twitter, through to her Facebook. Oh, it was this clip.
She was at Stevens.
Oh, no, you haven't listened.
She was at Stevens, or like they were. Yeah, sorry, they were chilling with Steven, and they said they were going to. No.
Okay.
Destiny. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, they were going to go like just talk and whatever. So.
If he touches her, I'll get upset.
Yeah.
They are a precious being that
what
does
did you
not
just say?
deserve that.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
There's no audio out here. If you
There is
in a video game.
In a video game.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Specific group.
It was like really, really, really fucking weird. Okay, but I also had discovered that Alebrelle was posting on my subreddit, and he posts about himself in the third person, but he didn't know. Like, we went back like 5 years on this like account and found him posting on the Twitch subreddit where he calls out his own stream. So yeah, but he posts about himself, and I'm sorry, this is not relevant. Okay, we're getting a little character assassinated here. So okay, fuck Alebrelle, okay. As I sit typing this, I'm pretty upset. This is a statement I've debated making with myself a dozen times, and it shouldn't have taken hundreds of others sharing their stories to finally motivate me. But it did. For that, I'm sorry. It is, however, time to practice what I preach. So let's talk about Alebrelle. I met Alebrelle right after I started streaming and trying for affiliate. Alebrelle hadn't been streaming much longer than me, but knew so much about the platform and was streaming really similar content under the LGBTQIA tag. I took to silently watching some streams, then began chatting. We got along really well, really quick. He ended up checking out my stream and DMing me some advice. Then it picked up. We were friends, and in his together planning. We were friends, and in this together. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We were friends, and in this together, planning content, playing off each other, and he spent a ton of time helping me figure out tons of ins and outs, using slobs and how to improve my stream. This is relevant because it later was held over my head on a few occasions. So it was last year, a few months before TwitchCon, that things got really complicated and really uncomfortable for me maintaining this relationship. He began getting much more flirtatious in nature and began to talk or game way more. I can roll with the punches pretty well on flirting and not be too bothered, but he began to more aggressively demand my time. Anyone who knows me knows I don't really have much downtime. I stream as my only source of income. I stream sex work at night sometimes. During my offline hours, I'm on the board, 2 nonprofits, and at that time volunteered with several others. He, knowing this, began to guilt and harass me about not giving him enough attention, making slightly joking comments about stopping helping me or ghosting me altogether. Then he began watching my sex work streams. I was fine with this at first, however, it definitely changed his behavior outside of those spaces. He began only referring to me as baby girl and, sorry, hold on a sec. Jesus. He began only referring to me as baby girl and restarted the irritation that I didn't show him enough attention. Then, out of nowhere, DMs me, we need to talk, like on a poly relationship level, we were having communication problems. I was super thrown off by this as we weren't in a relationship. Nor had we ever discussed or even suggested it. As a matter of fact, Alebrelle openly talked on his stream a lot about how bad long-distance relationships are and that he'd never do one. I intentionally stopped talking privately when not necessary for a while. Then when we did speak again and everything seemed fine-ish. The plans for TwitchCon were coming up. He was super excited and couldn't wait to see me, then just ignored me the first 2 days. He then invited a group of people I was with to a party at someone's house, and the group invited me. I decided to go. As we get there, someone is, of course, mobile streaming with what I believe was a little over 400 viewers. Despite me not knowing her or her audience, I was thrust into political debates. I think he's talking about denims. I think maybe the stream we just watched a little bit of. I said hi to Alebrelle. He then brought up to me, not talking to him while in front of people, as well as on a 400 viewer stream. I awkwardly fumbled, not wanting to call out what my problems were. He then made me promise to talk more, or else we were done and he wouldn't waste any more time on me. After TwitchCon, I called him on Discord. I told him I was uncomfortable with the baby girl comments, the poly relationship line, and other things like this. He then attempted to gaslight me and said he was just matching my exact language, which did not and does not make any sense to me. After that, I stopped going in a stream and DMing. I learned he was outed from a community for similar behavior. I then talked in private to multiple mutuals, all of who are queer, femi-presenting, and all had femi-presenting, and all had the exact same experience, not just one or two, by the way. I had multiple first and second-hand accounts told to me by various people. Their stories aren't mine to tell, so I won't go into names or details, just establishing pattern behavior. Oh god, my neighbor is doing guitar. Then the biggest what the fuck hit. I had people start blowing me up because they knew we were friends, and he was live and having a meltdown, crying and freaking out in front of 1,000 viewers. I began calling him, as did our mutual of ours, trying to get him to end the stream. He did, and we talked. I don't want to discuss anything said in private there out of respect, that when I'm doing something like this, that it's to help someone, and I promise confidentiality. What I do want to talk about is what made me stop checking up on him after, and I intentionally started trying to distance myself and my community from him. The meltdown was over a breakup with his then boyfriend R. This was a horrible dance of abuse and control that he broadcast live, and hundreds of fucking people cheered him on and called him the victim. I was disgusted. He posted screenshots of him messaging after R had specifically asked him not to. They were public in his Discord, and way more than once he would go live knowing they would see, cry, and talk about how much they needed him. They continued posting screenshots and talking about actively harassing this person who had very clearly asked them to stop. No one cared. The worst abusive behavior that came from it was Alebrelle went to R's work, waited outside, and then followed them in. It doesn't end there. He openly shared he fell to the ground, threw a fit, and didn't leave until R called the cops. It's vile, despicable behavior. They also have zero regard for power over situations. As to my last knowledge, he has a command their bot auto-posts multiple times a night, every time he is live, talking about how badly he wants to fuck a fan, and anyone can hit him up in the area to have sex with him. I don't want anyone attacking or confronting him over this. I just wanted the ability to share, to warn possible vulnerable people to back off, and to make sure everyone thinks about the behavior shown and considers the toxic, unacceptable parts of it. I had a friend, I don't remember who it was. Even if I remembered, I wouldn't tell her name. But I remember that she told me that Alebrelle was like messaging her like to mess around, and she was like, oh no, like I guess I'm not in some city that you're in. And then eventually she was like flying through, I think, on a layover, and he DM'd her and he was like, hey, I see that you're here on a layover or whatever, like we should hang out, you should come over. And I'm like, or the other person was like, yeah. Where he had like, he's done stuff like this in the past, yeah. Holy yikes. I don't want anyone attacking or confronting him over this. I just wanted the ability to share, to warn possible vulnerable people to back off, and make sure everyone thinks about the behaviors shown and considers the toxic, unacceptable parts of it. I don't want a giant feud or war, and I know this will be hard as our communities are so deeply connected. I hope he can get help, change these toxic behaviors, and do better in the future. However, it's a story I needed to be able to explain so everyone knows why I've now unfollowed and moved on. When I tried to confront him on issues, it was already met with threats of cutting me off for not paying enough attention and talking things out, then trying to talk things out. It's directly met with gaslighting, hence why I feel this is now just something I should be saying public, as I'm no longer comfortable trying to do so in DMs. New Alebrelle clips. Wait, why are you guys... Oh, I was at this dinner. Oh, I was sitting right here, to the left of Lumi, but I think I'd left. I had somewhere to go.
But I'm notoriously horny on main on my stream. And so, you know, she was a very attractive girl too. I'm shooting 0 for 2 so far this weekend stream. 0 for 2. Yeah. And I don't work with them anymore. But my game is discreet discussion about consent. Like, this is only because it's easier to talk to you by leaning against your chair. No, pickup shit is gross and don't do it. If I wanted to hit on you, I would just 100% right out be like, can we hook up? Is that a possibility?
Is that really a good approach?
It works, yeah, absolutely. People really respect it. Eva, I completely 100% came out to you, like, being like, hey, let's make out sometime and stuff. And you were like, it's not really my groove, right? Yeah. Yeah. But no, that, like, people think that a discreet discussion about boundaries and desires is weird, and it's not.
I want to be here to spread the social justice agenda thing. Fuck, I fucked up the gay agenda and the social justice message. Fuck me.
It's okay.
All right, Alebrelle. Back on the chopping block again. Why do you want to be here?
Don't fuck them, they're asexual.
What?
That was pretty weird!
What the hell are you talking about, Alebrelle?
Wait, what happened?
I didn't follow that at all.
Well, I follow.
Alebrelle speaking for miarosexxality. Poggers. What was that?
I think. Wait, what? Who?
I don't know what he said.
Fucking Wes. Right now.
I don't really know what they said.
Okay, this isn't relevant to any of this. Stop, okay?
Thing. I'm being told to ask Alebrelle about abortion.
Yeah, I think you should just ban that person for being a bad-faced shitty actor.
Wait, okay, this is not relevant to any of this. Stop. We don't need like all this random shit, okay? But, okay. So we have IzzyBear. Twitter at BellaJ0713. Accusations. Hit on repeatedly in an unwanted manner. Stalked boyfriend outside of work until police were called. Implied they were in a poly relationship unknown to Izzy. And then, yeah. Nothing here was like really illegal, just like kind of shitty and whatever, I guess. And then we have Vivian. Hold on. Yeah, she didn't post any screenshots or anything, which is kind of whatever, but okay. Boom! Alebrelle response. I've been confused as to why Izzy and I weren't talking anymore. It's been obvious she's been cold on me lately. I'm very sorry I've made her unhappy or uncomfortable anyway. When she asked me to stop using the word baby girl, I profusely apologized and stopped immediately. We absolutely have a huge DM history after TwitchCon. Problem started when I brought up concerns about our friendship. My behavior surrounding my boyfriend of 7 years was fucking unhinged, and I've never hidden or made excuses for it. VODs and clips still exist because I don't hide shit even when it's uncomfortable. Okay, so Alebrelle claims that he stopped harassing Izzy immediately upon request and is confused about why she has such a problem with him. Scroll that Twitter off screen before you read thread. Oh, this one? Oh, maybe. The cherry on top is Alebrelle retweeting every girl's tweet longer for the last 24 hours. The real cherry on top would be some girl from like 2012 or some shit. Or 2012? 12. I'm trying to think of the worst thing. I'm pretty sure the worst thing I've ever done to a girl was probably grabbing Mia Rose's boobs on stream. That was pretty fucking stupid. I'm pretty sure it was the worst thing I've been involved in. But, hey, it was already streamed. It's out there. Fuck it. Alright, that would be believable if Izzy was the only one who suffered unwanted, overtly sexual advances from you. We're all aware of at least one other that was made public, which I shan't name out of respect for them. I should have spoken out sooner, to be honest. Uh-oh. You made me uncomfortable with comments about spanking last year, and we only have to scan your Twitter feed for incredibly thirsty posts towards other folks on Twitter. Several additional people spoke out about how you made them uncomfortable in the replies to Izzy's thread, which you can read. And in Izzy's tweet longer, she mentions several other folk who were in her DMs talking about how you made them uncomfortable. Wait, are there other links to tweets in response to Alebrelle's tweets where other people say that he's made them uncomfortable? Andy Milano, because he scrolled up 100%. Wait, for what? Sorry, I'm getting a ton of DMs from people. Hold on. What about Hassan? Oh, I shouldn't have grabbed Hassan's boobs either. I've said that a million times. Okay. Which you can read, and in Izzy's twit longer thread, she mentioned several other folks who are uncomfortable. It's a pattern of behavior you engage in. I thought I was just being a prude by being uncomfortable with how overtly sexual you can be with others. But now I realize it wasn't just me that was uncomfortable, and I feel awful for not having said something sooner. Called you out before you made other people feel violated in the same way you made me. That's my mistake, and I'll have to live with it, but if you're just going to hand-wave away all those other folk, plus if this is your response to Izzy's initial thread, I won't sit by and let you dismiss them so nonchalantly. You hurt people and you need to stop being a sleaze. I shouldn't put these in parentheses. Why? This is dumb. I made this more complicated than it needs to be. Ugh! Oh my god, what is why? Okay, I just can't highlight the name. Can I copy? Okay. MxVivianWulf. Christ. Hits on people repeatedly, making them uncomfortable. Okay, I don't think, honest to God, as much as I hate Alebrelle, I don't think Alebrelle's done anything fucking horrible here. It just sounds like he needs to fucking calm the fuck down and chill the fuck out. That's what it seems. This is boring. Alebrelle gets a... This is red. Alebrelle gets a hold on partner rating there, okay? We'll have 3 levels, okay? He's on this one. Okay. Now, okay. On to big ones. What is yellow? Yellow is like, you did some fucked up shit, you're being dumb, but like nothing like worth like canceling for anything, I guess, right? Like, Josh and Sasha fucked up hard. These guys fucked up super hard. These guys gotta go, okay? Alebrelle, it's dumb shit, okay? Don't do this. Don't be like this. But okay. What do we got? We can do Henry G. We can do Angry Joe. Talk to Asmongold about this on Discord. If he wants to, I guess. We can do Badger. Swifty. He's a dark, dark red. Indy Fox or Wreckful? Hold on. What did Alebrelle even do? It just seems like he approached women who rejected him and that was it. Yeah, he sounds like he's just like pushing a little too hard. Honestly, his shit wasn't like really that bad. Who next? Angry Joe or Swifty, I guess? We'll just do these. Grant Dota 2 is ultra red. What? Okay, we'll do these 3. These 3 are your vote. Holy shit. I'm getting so many messages from people saying like shit. Apparently there's like oh man. Oh, well, I'm not going to say anything. Well, I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow. Whew, yikes. Okay, we'll do a tiebreaker, but hold on. We're having a runoff, okay? Either who? Swifty or Angry Joe? Can you explain real quick why you're doing this on stream and why it's important? So one of my problems is that one of my problems with everything is that, especially after the Tara Reid stuff, I noticed that a lot of people have no idea. There's a lot of things people don't understand. People don't know what the consequences are for making a rape accusation. They don't know the pain or the ordeal that a person suffers when they come forward with one. A lot of people also don't know how much work goes into verifying or auditing or corroborating certain accusations as well. I noticed this a lot with the Tara Reid stuff. When Tara Reid came out and made her accusation, a lot of people were very quick to compare, oh, Tara Reid? That was just like Christine Ford's. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Definitely not. I noticed that, like, the facts of, yeah, so, like, even this guy in chat, Tara Ford was completely bullied by the left, but Blasey Ford wasn't. Any reason? Yeah, like, people just have no idea, like, what goes into these accusations. So I thought it would be nice to just, like, go through a few of these where the evidence is, like, overwhelmingly clear or where things are a lot more understandable. And I feel like I just feel like it'd be nice to like have like an accounting of some like level of facts. So like hopefully like, because we've had a few viewers on stream today, hopefully now like if you watch this, if somebody in the future is like, oh, that Josh shit, that was like just Pooper Noodle like being mad that they didn't hook up, like fuck him or fuck her, like that was some dumb shit. It's like, no, there were a lot of accusations against Josh. They established a pretty clear pattern of behavior. Method was also aware of the investigation happening at the time. Like there's no. Sorry, you can't get out on that one, right? Like, it's nice to just have, like, a clear accounting of the facts. Because a lot of people are dropping, especially a lot of other Squad W streamers. I'm an abuser right now. A lot of Squad W streamers and shit are dropping, like, oh, like, nobody takes anybody seriously. Or, like, everybody just assumes everybody's guilty. Everybody's just fucking fake accusations. I was like, okay, well, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I have seen some accusations. We haven't gone over them yet, but I have seen some accusations where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this one. This sounds real fucking stupid. And I agree. I think this is overblown. And there have been some men that have come out and have responded to some accusations where they're providing, I think that some people were saying it earlier. I've read some of these off stream. One guy had like a whole fucking like Google Docs of like folders, like with every fucking conversation that he'd had with this person, and was like giving a pretty clear account of like, I don't think that this happened in the way it was, in the way that it said it did. And it was like, okay, yeah, like it's good to know that, right? Yeah, I think that it's good to. I think it's just good to like run through some of these and have a clear accounting on the facts of the matter. I think is nice to do. Yeah. Unfortunately, one thing we have to keep in mind is that for a lot of these types of accusations, truly you can never really know. Like, unfortunately, like that's just the way that it works. Yeah. All right, if I become a big streamer one day and everyone starts asking, why does he barely say anything and why doesn't he touch anyone even if it's just a handshake, you'll all know why. Like, that's another take that I'm getting, like, super irritated with. Nobody, or like, when these accusations are being made, it's not because, like, somebody just, like, accidentally, like, oh, no, he flirted with that girl, now he's getting accused of rape. Like, that's not how these typically go. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of, like, really cringe shit. Oh, yeah, I think MxVivianWulf. I'm not going to be able to... He's going to damn me, like, shouting at me for this. Fuck, I'm not even going to be able to find it. It's one of these, and I don't...
His NPC in World of Warcraft is gone. And that's scary. Cancel culture is terrifying, boys. Terrifying. I'm never talking to another woman again. I think I'm just never going to talk to another woman again. I'm just never going to. I don't think it's worth.
Like, to some extent, like, MxVivianWulf is probably right here. Like, if you're so mind-numbingly fucking stupid that you can't have an interaction with a woman without raping them, maybe it's probably best that you don't talk to another woman again, right? Like, it's not that hard. It's not really that hard to, like, try to flirt with somebody, and then if they shoot you down, just like move on. Like, it's not really that difficult a thing to do, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that difficult, but whatever. Okay. It gets really annoying when it's like you get like these stories that come out and it's like, I tried to go to sleep in the bed next to him and I, was deathly afraid, like I didn't have another Airbnb to go to, like my car didn't work and he kept touching me in the middle of the night and I was super uncomfortable the entire time and he was making sexual jokes. And like somebody reads that and like, well, guess I can never flirt with a girl again. Like, wait, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? You legitimately have like some huge social adjustment issues if like this is your idea of flirting. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Come on. It's fucking stupid. But okay, we're done with this. Where was that last straw poll? Who? Swifty or Angry Joe? Swifty. Next on the list. How many accusations? He's talking about how even false accusations can get you canceled. But do they, though? Like, are there really that many, like, totally false accusations in the esports world that get people canceled? It's possible there are. Like, can anybody think of a few that have happened? Like, has it happened in the gaming world? Like, who? ProJared is one. That seems shitty, but he came back and he gave, like, his side of the story. Isn't he doing okay? Is he actually canceled? Is he done with everything, or?
Yo, I'm back.
Hi. 1 week ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago.
I thought
What?
I was chiming in on the last one. I feel like this is my thought. I don't think we've seen like somebody actually big or something that has a lot to lose or potentially lose from something happening. In our like last couple of years span of time.
Yeah, I guess I don't know as many about like the YouTube people. Maybe something happened with like Tobuscus or ProJared, but like it seems like ProJared is doing okay, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, like somebody who has like a lot of big sponsors and probably like, you know, like actual big deals, like suffer repercussions of something that let's say something happens or somebody claims something, that person loses something, and they're like, oh look, I was right. I don't think that has happened to somebody like of decent size lately. I'd love to prove him wrong though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure it's happened like at least like once or twice, but I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like. When was ProJared like accused? Like, what was the month?
Wasn't he accused of cheating? Or
I thought he was accused of like, was it soliciting nudes from minors and some Tumblr shit, or was that something different?
Whoa, Jesus, that one fucking.
No, who was the guy that like ran the Tumblr thing where he was like, if you're a like girl, send me nudes or whatever, and then like supposedly like a 17-year-old did it. I might bet, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that wasn't him at all. It might be someone that was Jared. Oh, okay, yeah, that was Jared. Yeah.
Okay, let's say that happened.
Oh, and Onision maybe.
As a hypothetical, let's say that happened. What is that? Saying, oh, send me news to random, and if you get one from somebody underage, I'm sorry.
I have no idea how that would be treated. I don't know. That's really weird. I don't know. And in the United States of America, the possession of child porn is considered a statutory offense. What statutory means is that you're wrong no matter what, even if you don't know. Like, so for instance, if you fuck, if let's say you go and fuck a prostitute, she shows you a fake ID, looks real, says she's 22, you fuck her, later on she gets arrested, you get arrested, and it turns out she was actually 17. Even if you thought she was overage at the time, you can be held accountable for having sex with a minor. It's a statutory offense.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's really, really, really weird.
So how do you get around that?
I don't know. I imagine you'd probably argue it out in court, or hopefully you've got like a good lawyer. But yeah, like child porn and all the laws around that are very, very. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm saying statutory. It's not statutory. It's called strict liability. Is the term I'm looking for. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Like you can like if you download a porn video and it's like, oh, you know, MILF has sex, but she's actually 17. Like you can get fucked. Yeah. But the problem is that like nobody wants to change. Nobody's going to change those laws because like then it looks like you're helping like child.
Yeah, you're helping actual pedos kind of like glide the fucking gray line and try to get away with shit. By like maybe at some point like having them admit to something that isn't true so they could do it and then they could use it as a defense.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't download porn anymore, my bad. If you mistake a MILF for a 17-year-old, you deserve to be jailed. I mean, I don't know, dude. Fucking in porn today, like they call it teen porn, and the girl. I'm sorry, maybe you guys have never seen a girl before. Some of these girls are like in their fucking early 30s that are like teen porn, right? And then you've got MILFs that look like sometimes they're just like 27, but they look a little bit older. I don't know, dude. Like, all the ages on porn shit are super fucked in the head. All right.
Also, listen. I don't want this to be a hot take. Okay, but listen.
Careful, you don't giving hot takes.
This is gonna be a cancel take. I'm out. The GG. No, seriously though, like I feel like girls nowadays they just look way fucking older to the point where it's confusing. I'm like, dude, no way, dude. Like if you take normal pictures of like my high school graduation. No fucking way that any of them look close in terms of age.
Dude, no, yeah. Dude, I made this exact same take. People still call me a pedophile because I had logs leaked a long time ago. When I was in the StarCraft 2 community, I said something along the lines of Like, dude, like when you go to some of these like esports events, there's like 16-year-old girls that look like they're of age. You have got to be fucking careful. Like, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, 100% they do.
Okay, my take wasn't even. There's no way this could even be wrong though.
No, I agree. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, like you can't just go by like, oh, well, they look like they're 18. Like, because some girls that are like, dude, like in between the ages of like fucking 14 to 24, like people can be any fucking age. You have no idea. Like, I see some girls that are like 22 that look like they're like, dude, you look like you're 16. It's like, no, I'm like 22. It's like, okay. And then you see some girls that are like 16. It's like, oh wow, like blah blah. It's like, oh, I'm 16. Oh shit, I thought you were like 23. Fuck. Like, yeah, you have to be super careful.
No, but yeah, but that also applied to like this wasn't exclusively to this is like almost all the age brackets. Like,
You look a little bit older now.
Some of these girls are like 20, look like they're like something like 30 or some shit. Or like 35. It's just it's like all across the board.
Yeah, makeup and push-up bras are a crazy fucking thing, my dude.
Fuck, man. So why you see me? You got a party? You meet somebody? What is it? Like, show me your passport? Show me your fucking social security number or something like that? What is it? What's the procedure?
I have no idea. Ask for their Instagram and see how far back you have to scroll to find their high school graduation photos.
Okay.
Basically. Full disclosure, I've met Takarita before. I'm not really close to her or anything. We were friendly, but I don't know if you think that influences my ability to remain impartial. There you go. I honestly don't even know where to begin. All these stories of different stream... Oh, this looks long. Holy shit. All these stories of different streamers surfacing this past week have left such a feeling of disgust in me for multiple reasons. 1, no one should ever have to tell a story, and 2, I would appear in some of these stories. I've been struggling with my best friend this past week, telling her how I want to say something, but I didn't think that anyone would believe me. She told me she didn't know what I should do, but after the very true post by someone at one of these occurrences, I finally said it's time to put it out there, whether people believe it or not. This is going to be a lot, probably a lot of rambling. It was a year's worth of build-up, so bear with me. Let's go. She is co-accused in several posts. Wait, she gets like accused of being like rapey or something, or? I guess the first place to start is when I first met John. John is Swifty, a popular WoW streamer. The only reason I know Swifty is because there's a video on YouTube of him crying because he got banned in WoW, and then he got like unbanned because Athene or somebody helped him. I don't remember, but. It was 2014. I was living in California with my then fiance, and I had been streaming for about a year. I had just made partner, and I was excited to keep growing my stream. My relationship with my fiance was rocky, happy on the outside, sad on the inside. On more than one occasion, I threatened to leave, but I always ended up staying. Fast forward a bit, and I had gotten my first Swifty bomb, thanks to one of my mods, and it was like the best moment on stream. From there, Swifty bombed me a couple more times. I'm assuming this is like back when you would just like raid somebody's stream after you'd finished streaming. From there, Swifty bombed me a couple more times. We played arenas and battlegrounds together occasionally, and finally one day he invited me to the Swifty gaming house. I was so excited. He told me that he wanted to have a girls-only weekend where he would only invite female streamers that weekend. That way they would feel safe and comfortable around each other and not random viewers of his stream. I thought this was perfect, and it made my fiance feel more at ease because there wouldn't be other males there. This is so fucking weird. I don't know how. This just sounds so fucking weird to me. Like, hey, I messaged you and like 9 other girls. You guys could all come over and you'll all feel super safe. And like, I don't know, dude. That feels like some fucking weird ass shit to me. Fast forward to the day I arrived at the house. Swifty was still asleep, and his sister Kathy let me in and set me up in my own room. I'd asked her if any of the other girls had gotten there yet, and she said, "Oh, I thought you knew. Most of them canceled. I think one other might be coming." I had spoken to John several times throughout the months leading up to the gaming house through his stream, and he always mentioned that several girls would be coming and it would be so much fun. Tell me when. Okay, we're okay. Fast forward to there. Arrive at the house. Mentioned several girls would be coming. Also, it'd be so much fun. Okay, at this point, I was extremely nervous, mostly afraid of how my fiance would react at me being the only one there. Later on that evening, the other girl canceled, so it was just me. My visiting time was for a week, and honestly, the first couple of days were a lot of fun. No red flags other than not knowing I'd be the only girl. When I visited, it was around Halloween time, and I had a great idea that we should go costume shopping for different outfits for stream. Now, if I was Takarita here, it would be so nice if she would attach screenshots of the conversation that she had with, like, the sister. Like, I don't know if they talked on Discord or Skype or whatever. It would be nice if they had, like, that would be nice. But he was excited, and we went to the shop the next day. When I was pulling out different funny costumes for us, he was always pulling out skin-type, extremely revealing costumes, telling me that these would better show off my assets. He kept pushing them on me and even jokingly pretended to peek in on me in one of the fitting rooms. I quickly picked up his flirty personality and brushed it off as just goofball Swifty. We went back to the house and I got ready for stream. When I tried on one of the costumes he picked out, Sexy Cleopatra, he came in and started adjusting the costume on me, hands on my hips, etc. Again, I don't think of it as anything, and I continued getting ready. When I came downstairs, he had drinks ready to go, and I was excited for stream. I didn't realize he drank, but he showed me his bar, and I was like, let's get it. We streamed that night, and it was a lot of fun. Later that night, after a couple hours of streaming, I can't remember if it was a break or he was ending stream, but he left his stream room and he ushered me over to a corner. He said, look, here no one can see us. I like to have these little spots where no one can see what's going on. I can show you all of the spots if you want me to. I laughed it off, but honestly, I was getting an insight into John I wouldn't have expected. We'll add the costume thing. We'll say inappropriate touching while donning sexy costumes. Why is this text blue? Excuse me. The rest of the week there went uneventful. We went out to eat together. He was so sweet, hilarious, and the best part, he was a streamer too. He understood the streaming life, and being there for that week was such a breath of fresh air from when I was living in California. Towards the end of the trip, we definitely flirted back and forth, and our chemistry was incredible. He told me I should come back to visit soon. I went back home, and over the course of the next month and a half, I fell into a depression. I missed being able to stream 24/7, having that freedom. It was a breath of fresh air from the relationship I'd been in at the time. My fiancé and I began to fight even more. I made plans to move back to my parents' house in South Florida. When I told John this, he insisted that I move in with him. I could even bring my dog, and we could dual stream together. He said the people there were moving out and I could have my own room. I agreed and made the move. The first month was incredible. John was the sweetest. He always made sure I felt comfortable and was happy. We went to BlizzCon together and we were inseparable. It was our first time out and about together, and this was the first time I received a warning. I was approached by 2 to 3 people who had been in the WoW community for a very long time to be careful, that they didn't trust him. That while everyone looks up to him, he seemed extremely shady and they witnessed some questionable behavior from him. I'm not going to name the people, but I remember the warning clear as day because it came so unexpectedly. BlizzCon was our first convention together, but that's where the whole relationship took a turn. At the time, we had established a clear-cut relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, but he told me that we couldn't say a word about it. That people would think I'm using him, and that if I seemed available and single, that more people would donate to my stream and subscribe. He was a bigger streamer than me, so he must know best, right? Red flag number 1. Anytime, if you've been dating somebody and they don't want you to be friends with them on Facebook or Instagram or any shit like that, you are the side piece. You're the side chick or the side guy, okay? You should always be very hesitant when people are very nervous or anxious about revealing you publicly. Red flag, okay? Number 1. Well, this is a red. Technically, there might have been 1 or 2 earlier, but okay. We'd stayed. Oh, well, this isn't really like accusations, but I won't write this down, I guess. I looked this guy up, and I've honestly never heard of him. He looks like a Walmart brand Canute. What? Shut the fuck up. Okay. We stayed together in a hotel. Obviously, we were dating, and he offered to fully pay for it if I was his camerawoman and photographer that weekend. Fuck, sorry, hold on, I'm getting a lot of... When we walked into the convention, he told me to keep my eyes out for pretty girls and make sure I got their attention so I could film them for his montage. I thought it was weird, but I shrugged it off. I thought it was weird, but I shrugged it off. As he would walk throughout the convention, he would constantly make remarks such as, "Oh, look at that one. Oh, look at her body, huh?" After a woman would request a photo with him, he always made remarks about their bodies to me. In a new relationship, I was extremely uncomfortable. I could appreciate a pretty woman, but he just made it seem dirty. This happened the entire time we were on the floor. Fast forward to parties, and it got worse. I have an extremely flirty personality, and I was friends with tons of female streamers. Tons of female Twitch streamers. At the time, they would come up to me, and we would pop, kiss on the lips and hug, booby grab, etc., and thought nothing of it. John, however, saw this as an opportunity. He was in awe that I was so skilled with girls and told me that I have a talent. I was confused because I was just being silly with my girlfriends. Throughout the next couple of months, whenever John and I would go out, downtown, bars, or conventions, he was constantly commenting on how hot other girls were and comparing them to me. "Maybe you should grow your hair out more. Oof, we definitely need to get you to the gym." These slight comments would constantly add up. Eventually, after dinners, he would tell me to stick my fingers down my throat and make myself throw up. Holy shit, if that's true. Yikes. We went to, if you didn't know, your boyfriend or girlfriend telling you to be bulimic, I would also consider that to be a red flag, by the way, if you didn't know that. Just so we're on the same page with that. We went to a sponsored event in Texas, and we were offered separate rooms, but stayed together since we were dating, and plus it would save the company money. John had a longtime friend who was living in the area and invited him over to the room for drinks and hanging out. He told me how his friend had had sex with tons of women, and they've had multiple threesomes together. He told me how much fun it was. By now I know him well enough to pick up what he was insinuating, and I told him flat out that I'm not having sex with his friend. He said, no, we just have fun. When his friend got there, I was in the bathroom, and when I came out to say hello, his friend was standing by the bed, penis out. I was shocked and turned away, and he put it away. They thought it was funny, and once again, I brushed it off. Throughout the night, I was getting handed drinks left and right, and I love to drink, so I didn't say no. It wasn't until I was wobbly that I noticed both of them were fine and barely drank. I was then told I'd be lame if I didn't at least do something. I was very adamant about not wanting to have vaginal sex with his friend. After a lot of persuading and was given a few more drinks, I agreed to do oral sex as long as John was the one having sex with me. I was on my stomach, blindfolded, and was told John was the one having sex with me, while it was his friend I was performing oral sex on. The blindfold came off, and that was not the case. It was the opposite. Then John said, "Yeah, sorry, I couldn't get hard, all the liquor, but I'm so proud of you." So this is just like rape. Like there's not very many other ways to go with that. Or so the accusation goes. That's like rape. Like this is like Sudoku rape. There's like 4 different columns of rape like lining up here. We're running through like responsible behavior, so I'm just like kind of going through this. Okay. I some of this is going to be repeated from earlier. Sorry. Okay. Oftentimes, if drugs are going to be involved before sexual activity, sex on certain drugs can be so much fun. Okay, sex on MDMA can be so good it can ruin normal sex for you. Apparently, sex even on like cannabis or psychedelics can be fun if you're in a sexual mood. Although it's very hard to be sexual. Sex while a little bit tipsy can be way more relaxed and fun with people. 100%. Okay, sex on drugs can be a lot of fun. However, if you're planning on having sex on a given substance, it's important that you have a responsible conversation beforehand about what you're willing to do or willing to not do, okay? I have a friend, and she feels a lot more comfortable having sexual activity after she's had like a few things to drink, just because it like loosens her up a little bit, and that's fine. But we have like a pretty clear understanding before anything happens of like, what are you okay with and what are you not okay with? And then even while you're like somewhat intoxicated, you can have like a decent understanding of like, is this person comfortable or not comfortable? That's like super okay. That's super okay to do that, to have that conversation beforehand, and to still have this meme that like every time you have sex with someone on drugs, it's always rape. That's bullshit. It's not true. Nobody thinks that, or nobody should think that. Okay? Like, it's okay to have sex when you're on like a given substance, but if you're going to, you should like have a clear conversation first. This idea of like, and also you should probably generally be matched maybe. Well, no, I was gonna say like in terms of both of you should have like about a similar amount of the drug. It's weird if one person is wasted, one person's not. Really, that's up for you to negotiate though. As long as you're having the initial conversation and you are, as long as you're having an initial conversation and you are sober when you're having it, then you can figure it out. But yeah, anyway, also like if you, and again I said this before, like if the other person really wants to have sex with you, but they feel like maybe like having like a couple drinks makes it easier, that's fine, okay? But if the other person is not willing to do a certain sexual activity, the goal is not to get them intoxicated to the point to where they'll agree, okay? Like, not a good idea. Don't do that. Also, obviously, trading places with a friend when you've like explicitly set a boundary is also really fucked up. This is all an accusation so far. We haven't read Swifty's response, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. This setup where like two guys are not being very drunk and one person is getting super drunk and they're trying to have a threesome with them, like that's like really, really, really fucking weird. But yeah, okay, sorry. I went to the bathroom once he was done, and when I came out, neither would look at me and they wouldn't stop laughing. I got into the bed and fell asleep until they left. I didn't know what to make of this. I didn't know why. When he asked what I thought about it the next day, I didn't know what to say. I responded with, it was cool, whatever, what the fuck was I supposed to say? Later on, he would use this experience as leverage. Remember how in awe he was of my skill with girls? He used this Texas event to try and persuade me for threesomes. I let you have a threesome and I wasn't jealous. You shouldn't be either. Every time we would go downstairs to the bars and clubs, or when we would go to conventions, he would point out girls and tell me to make out with them and bring them over, that we would buy us drinks. Okay. This is something that's really important, okay? Let's say that you are a guy or a girl and you really you don't like to give oral for whatever reason. You're just not comfortable with it. You don't want to give head to your partner, okay? That's fine. You can have that boundary. Now, maybe your partner does like to give head, okay? That's fine. You both can have your separate boundaries, okay? Just because some person is willing to do one thing doesn't mean that the other person should be expected to be on the same level. Like, that's super, ultra, super bullshit. You never, ever, ever get to, like, tell somebody, well, if I'm comfortable with this, then you should be comfortable with this. If your boundaries are, like, super, ultra fucking different, then that's something that you have to figure out. I like, even I have this problem with people. For instance, like, I'm super open. Like, I don't care, like, what my partner does in terms of talking to other people or whatever, because I don't get jealous or possessive at all. Sometimes my other partners do care. This is, like, an issue that I have, right? We have to have constant conversation, like, okay, like, figure this out. But, like, it wouldn't be fair of me to say, like, hey, since I feel this way about something, you should feel the same way as I do. That's not really, like, a fair statement to make, right? Like, if you're comfortable with some sexual act, that doesn't mean that the other person should necessarily be comfortable with it. Like, let's say that you really want your girlfriend, you really want to fuck your girlfriend in the ass, right? And finally one day you're like, okay, I'll let you peg me if you really want. And she's like, oh, okay, fine, sure. So maybe you let her peg you once, right? You can't use that experience and then go, hey, I let you peg me once, I get to fuck you in the ass now. Like, come on, dude. It's only fair. Like, it's not about, like, sexual relationships aren't about, like, getting even with somebody, right? Like, that's not how this works. What about Nim? I'm totally cool with my girlfriend doing whatever with Nim if she wanted to. I don't know. Like, I don't, like, a lot of you guys saw a clip and you thought I was, like, getting genuinely jealous. It's really funny for you to project your insecurities on me. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. But, like, it's cool that you took that really seriously, my dude. Okay. I was miserable. I would get increasingly angry at him. As a bisexual woman, I love flirting with women and kissing them, but it all seemed dirty. It made me feel gross, especially since we were in a relationship. He then started accusing me of being jealous, that I couldn't handle another woman being interested in him. That all of his past relationships ended because the girls never let him have his freedom or let him be friendly with other girls. That I should be grateful that I'm staying with him and he was taking care of me. Mind you, I was paying for my own bills and I would constantly grocery shop for the house and pay for it. Also, he wouldn't drive me to the store. I didn't have a car, so I would ride my bike there and attempt to carry that all back on the bike myself. Many times having to have his brother-in-law come pick me up in the middle of the sidewalk with hundreds of dollars of groceries scattered on the ground because he didn't want to pick me up. Like, what Swifty is saying here is, like, okay, but assuming this is all true, but, like, if it sounds like Swifty just wants an open relationship. Like, if you want an open relationship, you should probably be clear with that. Don't ever try to, like, sneak an open relationship in by, like, having lots of threesomes and then saying, like, okay, yeah, we're basically, like, Hold on one second. Isn't this the point where we just end the relationship? There's a lot of points here where we should have already ended the relationship, but for whatever reason, people stay in shitty circumstances sometimes. I continued helping him as much as I could. I would edit videos for him, run his stream, reply to work emails from sponsors for him. I would help him with his social media account, helping him get into contact with other big streamers. All the work his sister did for him, I took over and kept organized. For months of living with him, I put my stream aside and made sure his was running smoothly. All because I loved him. I really genuinely did. He told me he wanted to get married someday, and that if I accidentally got pregnant, perfect, I've always wanted to be a dad. In my head, if I just kept mine down, everything would be perfect. But the conventions started happening again. The bars and clubs started happening again. The pressure of be my wing girl, get me some numbers was happening again. He would tell me to try and get girls' numbers, but he promised to never call or text them. I would later find out this wasn't true because he would rub it in my face that he texted them many times. I don't know why Swifty wouldn't ask to just be in an open relationship. I don't understand. It seems like it would just suit him so much better. But Monka, I let you have a threesome, so was it already open? Having a threesome doesn't mean you're having an open relationship. These are two dramatically different things. You skipped her justifications for staying. Wait, did I? What do you mean? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I promised him I wasn't jealous. I just didn't want to have threesomes, especially since a lot of girls he requested were friends of mine, some friends I'd known for many years. He would hold it over my head that he'd given me a place to stay for free, and where would I go? And this is all I could think about. In my head, I couldn't move out. I'd never lived on my own before, and I hadn't saved up enough money. I couldn't go home because my family would think I was a failure, and I couldn't stream there. I had no money, no place to go, so I stayed. At the next convention, I introduced him to a friend of mine who I adored. She and I drank together, were kissing, and it was all in good fun. He told me I should bring her back to the hotel. I was instantly annoyed, and I didn't want to. I would leave and go hang out with others, and when I came back, I always saw him talking to her. I tried my best not to get upset because I knew where this was headed. He told me that if I behaved myself, I would be rewarded. I kept my mouth shut. She shared an Uber with us, and when we were in there, she went back and forth between kissing me and him. She seemed extremely interested in both of us, but when she was kissing him, I would hide that I was crying. Once we got to the lobby and she said she would come up with us, I took her to the bathroom and I told her I was uncomfortable and I just wanted to go to bed. She seemed weirded out that I said this, since before I seemed very into her, but did end up leaving. He was livid with me. You just can't do it, can you? We went upstairs and slept in separate beds and I cried myself to sleep. We once had a visitor at the gaming house who was, again, a good friend of mine. Who he thought was attractive and wanted to sleep with. He told me that if I was on good behavior and didn't get jealous and made a threesome happen, he would be very generous. I didn't know what he meant, and I found out that he meant he would buy me a $25,000 watch. Why are you bribing your SO for threesomes? Why not just find a girl? The thing that I don't understand is, like, Swifty is, like, really... He was a big streamer, right? Wasn't he, like, a 5,000 viewer streamer at some point? Like, there's got to be girls you can find that will just do this, right? Like... I don't know. Or go live in like Athene's fucking like compound and get one of those girls or some shit. I don't know. But in my head, I thought, I just want the money and I want to get out of there. And also in my head, I thought he must be joking. He wasn't. He told me good girls get rewards. I didn't care about the watch. I thought if I just shut up and let him have sex with my friend, he would see that I loved him and I would do anything to make him happy. They would want to be with me. The friend and I were drinking and we were having a ton of fun. She told me she was interested in him and would be down. I thought, well, she wants to and he wants to. The only person hurting here was me. So my solution was, let me get blacked out drunk so I wouldn't remember it. I can only remember bits and pieces, but he went back and forth between having sex with both of us, and the next thing I knew, I was waking up and she had left. She told me the next day she was fine, had a good time, etc. I spoke to him and he finally got us... I spoke to him and he told me he finally got his threesome, but I was a miserable bitch the whole time. That I kept trying to come between him and her, but he still made sure he had sex with her. I felt like I'd failed again. I didn't remember anything, but even him getting his way, he was still mad at me. I didn't know what to do. I wanted him to get what he wanted and to be happy, and I wasn't making him happy. I confided in a mutual friend of ours. I told her that he hates me because I won't give him a threesome, and I don't know what to do. She was someone I trusted very well and also knew John. She was someone very open with her sexuality and asked her if she would be interested in a threesome. This is someone I confidently knew I could get through it with and get it over with and just finally make him happy. and make him finally happy. She agreed at first, but when the night came, she pulled me to the side. She told me what I was doing wasn't healthy. She said this isn't what I want, that I'm feeling trapped into doing something I don't want to do. I wish right then that I'd listened to her, but I didn't believe her. I told her never mind. To that girl, thank you for putting into my head that I wasn't crazy. I didn't have to do these things, and I didn't have to feel trapped. But it still wasn't enough for me to leave. I still felt fucking terrified that I would be on my own with nothing. So I stayed. I went to Vegas once, and that was a great time turned awful. I was really missing him and persuaded him to join me. He kept whispering in my ear that one of the girls we were with was really hot, and he thinks I could persuade her for a threesome. I wanted to throw up. He told me this was my chance to prove I wasn't a jealous person if I let him fuck my friend, and that things would be so much better for our relationship. It would suck if we couldn't live together anymore. So I sat back and watched him do his thing by heavily flirting with her. We went back to the hotel room and I proceeded to perform oral sex on him while he was doing other things with the girl. The entire time I was crying, but he didn't care. The girl then claimed she was a virgin. I don't know if it was true or not, and they kept going. I finally snapped and I was so mad I didn't want this to be happening. I felt so fucking disgusted for him putting us in this situation again, and I knocked him off the bed. I told him to stop. He just looked at me with a smile and said, I fucking knew it. If somebody's ever, I'm trying to think if there's an exception to this, but if you're ever with somebody and they're telling you that if you just perform some sexual act or do some sexual thing, that everything will be okay, it probably won't be okay. That probably won't happen. He said he was going to leave the next day and that I would have to find my own place to stay. That's where the fear kicked in again, and I apologized to him profusely, begging him to forgive me. He agreed to stay the next day until we were set to leave. The next day he performed sexual acts with me in front of the other girl, and I fucking knew and felt how uncomfortable she was, and I did nothing and I was disgusted. I didn't stop him. I'm not going to name her, but our friendship rightfully went to garbage after that, and to her, I'm so sorry. Just because I wasn't strong enough to leave does not mean you should have had to witness that. We broke up after this trip, but still decided to live together because we were working together with a sponsor and I didn't have a place to go. This is when I started saving up money. The guilt trip would happen many times. I would introduce him to a friend of mine, and he would hold having a place to stay over my head every time. Accused me of not being a confident person, of being jealous, of trying to ruin him, just trying to have fun. When we moved into the in-between gaming house, I was still given my own room, but unfortunately it only locked from the outside. What? I made plans to get a new doorknob, plus curtains since my room didn't have any. My room was extremely tiny, but I was grateful for a place to stay. I never ended up getting those items because I honestly didn't see the need for them. It was almost always me and him in the house alone. We dual streamed together on both his stream and other sponsored streams, so we set up in my room with a camera and mic, so that way he could capture me and my gameplay easily on his computer. When we moved to this house, we were already on rocky terms, but I was still in love with him. He told me I could stay as long as I continued to help him out, and I did. Helped run his streams, edited videos, etc. Occasionally at night, I would see the webcam light come on, but I never thought anything of it. It wasn't until I had left that I realized what was probably going on. Soon after, he had invited some friends over from one of his sponsors. We went out to the bar, played pool, we were doing shots, just having a good time drinking, playing darts. I instantly bonded with the Nano Kitten, the woman who was visiting with Cozy. I'm naming names here because of her story she bravely posted today. Hold on. The night went on and we were getting increasingly drunk. John told me that he had set up a tab at the bar, and it was free drinks and shots and to take advantage of it and to be a good host. So we were throwing back shots and drinks like it was nothing. I thought Nano Kitten was super cute and I started flirting with her. She was giggling and laughing and we were honestly having a fun night, or a fun time. Then John came up to me and told me that she was cute and sexy and that we could have a fun time, tonight. I instantly knew where this was headed and I got pissed. I told him that I think she was dating Kuzi and that it wasn't going to happen. He got mad and closed out the tab. We then went back to the house to and hung out and had even more drinks. By this point of the night, I was pretty wasted, and John came up to me as I was leaving the bathroom and told me he wanted to kiss Nano Kitten. He told me that they weren't dating, it would be completely fine. From here, what I remember next is hanging out in Swifty's room, and then Swifty screaming at me in my room. Kuzi and Nano Kitten had left. I didn't know what the fuck happened, but all I remember is being scared. He stormed out of the room, shutting it behind him. When I went to leave, I noticed the door was locked. I banged on it, asking to leave, and he wouldn't let me out. I remember from there crying into my pillow, confused as to what the fuck happened. The next morning, I received a text from Nano expressing how upset she was over what happened, and all I wanted to do was talk it out. I went to leave, but my door was still locked. Eventually, after yelling that I had to pee, the door was unlocked and I was able to go out. I begged them to let me apologize for what happened, but they wanted nothing to do with me. After reading her story, I completely understand. I wouldn't want to talk to me either. I felt disgusted and sick, and I was done. Nano, I'm sorry. You should have never have had. Oh my God, there's so much verbiage in here. You should have never have had a story to tell. It should be you shouldn't have had Shouldn't have had a story. Whatever, sorry. Here's a quick rundown on what happened that night. I feel it needs to be documented. On the night, on the ride over there, on the ride over there, I think it's on the ride over there, spirits were high. Jurika, Nano, and I. Oh, this is from somebody else. Alexis. We're very excited about the opportunity to meet Swifty and stay at the streamer house everyone spoke so much about. We arrived at the bar we were supposed to meet them at, and everything was already starting to feel a little weird on my end. Swifty and I hit it off very well at first. He was asking about George. And was surprised to hear he wasn't with us anymore, but excited about working with me from now on. He mentioned that in his contract, I owed him another laptop that we never received. Oh, this is from the guy. Alexis is the guy's name, I guess? This is 2 Nano Kitten. This is the boyfriend. Gotcha, okay. As he drank a little bit more, he started talking about his relationship with Morgan and why they split up, but then said he kept her around because she always gets some girls to come back to the house. Oh, Morgan is Takarita. First red flag. At one point, Nano came up to me and said she didn't want to drink anymore. She's a small girl, and I'm sure she was already feeling the effects of the few drinks she had. I went to close out my tab, and Swifty pulled me aside to talk to me some more. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Taka kissing up on Jurika, Nano Kid, I think, and ordered a few more shots, which she basically shoved down her throat. At the end of it all, we were leaving the bar, and they wanted to get Jurika a ride with them. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Jurika? Oh, these are 2 women? Alexi is a woman? Somebody said it was the boyfriend. At the end of it all, we were leaving. When we arrived to his house, I already felt creeped out. It was a tiny house. Swifty mentioned this is the temporary house until they officially move into the streamer house 3.0. We walked in and the place was a mess, just cluttered with computer equipment, barely anywhere to move around. He pulled me to the side and started showing me his setup and stream room, which was pretty epic. I was starting to feel pretty good about the situation until he showed me the live feed into Taka's room equipped with audio. He wanted to listen in onto what Nano and Taka were talking about and insisted I listened, but I really didn't feel comfortable doing so. Okay, this email is a fucking massive blow to Swifty because we haven't even gotten halfway through this and everything in here seems to hardcore corroborate like a pattern of behavior that Takarita has been establishing in the twit longer. Holy shit. So, yikes. Yeah, yikes. Oh, and also, oh man, hold on. There's actually even a worse part. Yeah, I'm sorry, someone in chat just pointed it out. This email was back from 2015. So the idea that like this was all done to fuck Swifty over whatever, her accusation is coming out 5 years later. This email was from a long time ago. So this seems to like pretty hardcore. We are temporarily changing the Swifty rating. Upon further review, we will revisit this, but we are at a code red right now. Yikes. Threat level midnight. Back to this email. Read Swifty's response. I go through the entire accuser's response, and then I'll read the accusee's response, the accused's response. Brighten that red. Wait, are these different colors? No, they're the same. Fuck you. He wanted to listen in onto what Nano and Taka were talking about and insisted I listen, but I really didn't feel comfortable doing so. They wanted me to sleep on the couch and for Jericho to sleep on Taka's tiny twin bed with Taka. Okay, so real quick, is Alexis Roselle, is this a guy, a boyfriend, or a girl? Can somebody, like, tell me for sure? Like, give me, like, a link to, like, a Twitter or whatever? This is the guy Nano was with at Swifty's house that Takarita mentioned. Okay, so this is a guy. Twitter at Kuzi. Oh, yeah, this is the one that Takarita said. I think that she's dating him. This is a guy. Oh, tweets are locked. Okay, we'll go through her thread. Sorry. After a bit, I heard Jerica yell out my name and came running into the room. With me. She looked a little scared. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. We walked back out into the kitchen where Taka and Jerica were hanging out, and immediately Taka pulled me to the side and asked if I could take a look at her computer because she needed a new GPU installed. I asked her if this was really the time. It was already around 2:30 a.m., but she insisted, so I wanted to be polite and said okay. I already felt uncomfortable leaving Jerica alone. As soon as I started working, Taka ran out into the kitchen immediately, where Swifty and Jerica were. This is where things took a turn for the worse. After a bit, I heard Jerica yell out my name and came running into the room with me. She looked a little scared and had some tears in her eyes and just sat really close to me. I knew something was wrong, so I asked what was up. She barely spoke out, but finally said, I don't really feel comfortable here anymore. Can we please leave? I knew at this point something had happened, so I grabbed all of our things, held her close, walked over to Swifty, who was in his room fixing up his bed, and said, Hey, John, I think we're going to go grab a room for the night. Thanks for the offer of letting us stay here. It's as if he already knew it was coming, so he just said, all right, gave me a hug, said nice to meet you, and went about his business. Taka was extremely disappointed, trying to pull Jerica away to convince her to stay, but we just made our way out. In the car, Jerica told me that Taka and Swifty cornered her, trying to force themselves on her for a triple kiss, literally cornered the girl against the counter and tried to force themselves on her. Taka then told Jerica to make out with Swifty because he had the hots for you. She was traumatized. It wasn't a good deal. Jerica is my partner, my friend, my team. I was furious to hear all this, but I wasn't surprised. I had heard millions of horrible stories about Taka already, and this was just the icing on the cake. The next day, Jerica and I were in a horrible mood. She texted Taka saying that she made her feel really uncomfortable last night, and Taka claimed she was blacked out, couldn't believe it, she was extremely sorry, and proceeded to blow up Jerica's phone to come and talk to us at the park, but wanted us to pick her up because Swifty wouldn't take her. He wasn't planning on going to the park anyway since he was busy that day. The rest of the weekend was just horrible. Jerica and I even got into an argument of the stupidest little things, and I know it all because of the moods we were in following this horrible event. All in all, it was a very awkward, disappointing weekend, but at least Koozie Kitten came out stronger because of it, lol. I hope you guys understand. We had really high hopes. I was hoping to meet a stream hero of mine, Swifty, and was surely disappointed to find out that he was a scumbag. Taka, I already knew. I really wish we could have done more and that things would have gone differently, but instead, some people are trash. Thread. Taka and I had met a few weeks before PAX East 2015, and is how I met Alexi Koozie. That was my first encounter with Swifty, and that email was sent to all the execs at Origin PC. My second encounter with Swifty was at PAX 2017. I was showing out to her. This is my first encounter. That email was sent to all the execs at Origin PC. Damn. I was told more people were coming to share the room. And I found out that Jen was dating Swifty and that he was one of those people staying in the room. At that moment, I was already figuring out a way to get out of staying in that room. The day I linked up with Koozie and asked him what I was in her room. Dilemma told me to bring my stuff tomorrow. Day one, night. I tried to not go back to the hotel room until it was so late I was sure everyone was asleep. When I walked into the hotel room, everyone was dead asleep. I grabbed my things, put them in my suitcase, and locked myself in the bathroom, turned on the shower, and cried for what felt like hours. I finally got into bed and started having a panic attack. I couldn't fall asleep the whole morning. Wait, why? Wait, oh God, what am I missing? Or is that happening after this event happened? This is after everything happened. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. There are all these fucking names. I don't know any of these fucking people. So she basically found out, surprise, she was going to be sharing a room with fucking Swifty because Jen is Okay, I didn't know any of these fucking names. So, okay, I understand now. That's why she was, like, fucked up here. Because she didn't want to find out, like, oh, shit, I'm sharing a room with fucking Swifty. Fuck me. Yeah, I got it. I understand. At this time, I was working at Origin PC. Remember, they know what happened and they still sponsor him. I was told Swifty was coming to visit, but was not going to be given a tour of the facilities to respect my wishes of not wanting to see him. They lied. They gave him a tour and I had to hide in the women's bathroom until he left. When Koozie left Origin PC in early 2019, I started doing social media and handling influencers and sponsorships. My first day, I had to go into the CEO's office and talk to him. He spoke to me about how I will have to talk about how I will have to talk to and interact with Swifty at events, being the person that handles influencers and sponsorships. After that, I was then escorted to HR, which is just the COO, of course, to sign his paper saying that if Swifty came to HQ, I would have the day off. There was never a talk about not sponsoring him. What is happening here where you know that one of your employees has had such a horrible encounter with an influencer you're working with that you're signing an agreement saying, listen, if he comes in, I'll give you the day off. Why do you think this is a good idea? Holy shit, Origin. What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you thinking? How fucking stupid. It's really hard to comprehend the level of conflict in my head to have to post this because on one hand, I'm absolutely furious at what these two did to me, but on the other hand, Takarita also says shit history with Swifty, and I think she deserves to be heard too. Is this her? Oh. Just in case people want receipts in reference to Origin PC, July 27th, 2018, the day Swifty came to Origin PC. What's wrong, baby? Are you okay? Did that night try you? I'm just mad about the whole Swifty thing. Did he speak to you? That's so shitty, man. No, I hid in the bathroom. That piece of shit is a worthless cunt. Did that night try you? I don't know what the fuck this means. But August 2nd, trying to build a case for myself. I love you. Is this her talking to Kuzi or whatever? Who is the guy on the left? On the left. I don't know these fucking icons or whatever. Who is this? Yes, this is Kuzi. I was thinking about the whole Swifty thing. Did you actually send that email to Kevin, Hector, Richard, and Eddie? Yeah, back when it happened. Why, what's up? Did they write back to that email? I can't remember. It was a long time ago. They might have just done it among themselves. What's going on? Are you thinking of saying something? I might, yeah, just all my ducks in a row before bringing it up. It might get me into shit if it's a long time ago. They might have just done it among themselves. It might get me in shit if you did. Not that it should stop you if you really feel strongly about it, but I wasn't supposed to send you that email, especially since you didn't work for the company. It shouldn't affect the decision, but it's something you should be aware of. I respect your decision either way. Man, these people suck. I'm pretty heated right now, to be honest. He would also get a lot of heat for that. But he should be helping you. Origin is a shit company. They don't care about doing the right thing. Their one goal is to make Kevin money. Wait, so this guy isn't Kuzi. Who is the purple name here? That's her boyfriend at the time. Me. That's her boyfriend. It seems like her boyfriend. Okay, so somebody that's not... Okay. That is the guy that did your mom. Good one. Probably ran her friend. Okay, whatever. Also clarifying, this is the first time Hector, as COO, told me I could stay at home on paid leave if Swifty was ever coming to HQ again. So what I told them was like the whole situation of like what happened that day, like them and Kuzi going out of there where I was working. I spoke to Hector about the attorney situation. I wish I was home. No. Feel terrible that I haven't cleaned the kitchen all week. About the whole Swifty thing. What did he say? So what I told them was like the whole situation, like what happened the day, like them and Kuzi went out there, and then the only thing he did was say, okay, you ever come back? Like, I can't read these sentences. I'm sorry. Let me just... This person types in a way that aggravates the fuck out of me. So what I told them was like the whole situation of like what happened the day, like them, I and Kuzi went out there, and the only thing he told me was A-okay if you were to ever come back into like know my job that I can have the day off, without using my sacred like vacation leave hours, and I'll get paid for the day. It's a voice text. Yeah, it must be. She must have done like a voice to text. Holy shit. Wow, voice text sucks. Yeah, clearly. Jesus. And the only thing he told me was, okay, if you would ever come back into like my job, I can have the day off without using my vacation leave hours, and I'll get paid for the day. Okay, that's a different issue. That actually could be a sexual harassment claim if they know and they aren't doing anything to stop it. I'm going to give you the number for the first I worked for when I did labor and employment law. If there's anything to be done, they'll be the best ones to have it handle you. The Amlong firm. They're a husband and wife team under the best discrimination and sexual harassment court. Okay. My first day handling social / influencer being called into CEO Kevin's office. Talk about Swifty. They spoke to me about Swifty. What did they say? I'll tell you when I get home. It's a step in the right direction, but if the second sentence in this statement were true, they would have done something about it years ago when they were privately told via email, not now when it's on Twitter. We would like to address the recent allegation of sexual misconduct with some influencers who sponsor the gaming community. Sexual harassment has absolutely no place at Origin PC or with our external partners, and we take all such allegations extremely seriously. Following these allegations, we decided to cease our working relationship with impacted influencers and streamers. We encourage change in the industry, applaud all those that are speaking publicly, and want more voices to be heard. But the COO knew enough at the time to like have her not there when Swifty was there, so they're just reacting to public pressure. It's exactly like Method's response. Yeah, basically. Whew. Okay. All right. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay, we're coming back here. The next weeks went by, and John and I barely spoke. We did our, oh my god, I'm so excited to stream sponsored streams, but I spent most of the time in my room. I had contacted my parents and told them I wanted to leave, but didn't have enough money saved up. They offered to help. The day before PAX East, I went on a Tinder date and was super excited. We were going to coexist where I was until I could save up enough money and get the fuck out. I scheduled the date for a lunch date so I could be out and back before John woke up. I didn't want him to be mad. I didn't want him to be mad. Even though we were broken up, he still had his control. When I got back from the date, however, he was awake. He asked me where I had been, and I told him. He went to his room and didn't come out for an hour. He then came into my room and told me that he spoke to his sister, and they would find me a place to stay, and I was to move out. I was terrified. I wasn't ready yet. I didn't have the money. He said he would pay the first and last month's rent, but I have to go. Part of me was relieved because I knew I couldn't leave on my own. We were supposed to go to PAX together, but he canceled the trip. I wanted to go so bad, but I was scared to go on my own since everything was in his name. A friend of ours unbelievably offered to pay for my flight and get me out of there that day. I said, let's do it, and I was gone. There I met another streamer who I'd watched for years, and she and I just clicked. She offered me to stay in her room for the rest of the weekend, and I was so excited. We spent one of the days laying in bed the entire day, and I told her everything. I cried. I told her how worthless and useless I felt, how little I felt, how I felt like nothing. She shared similar stories, and she made me feel finally like it wasn't my fault, that I did have the power to leave. I'm so grateful to you. You still are one of my good friends, and I will always appreciate you. And then I went home, and then we found a place, and I moved out. John and I were still friends. We still went to bars. He still asked me to wingman, but now I had my own place so I could leave. I still felt the attachment to him. I still needed him. And then one night when he was leaving, I told him not to come back. I spoke to our sponsor, and I was able to separate our streams and not have to work together anymore. A few months later, I met someone else and got into a relationship with them. A few months after that, I moved to New York with him and got the fuck out of Florida, and I never looked back. I just couldn't say no. I was scared and couldn't say no. I wanted to make someone I loved happy, even if it made myself miserable, and in doing so, I hurt others and put them in situations they should have never been in. I am sorry. I was scared, and I am sorry. No one should ever have a story to tell. Well, there you go. Bam. That's accusation from Takarita. Swifty's response. Hello all. I usually try to stay away from controversy. Do not like to engage or publicly respond to comments or accusations as I am a non-confrontational individual. Jesus Christ, chill. Do not like to engage or publicly respond to comments or accusations. I am a non-confrontational individual, but I feel that the situation that has come to light in the past few days merits acknowledgement. I am horrified by the comments and stories posted recently in social media. No one should be made to feel uncomfortable, undervalued, disrespected, or scared. And if I have unwittingly caused anyone to feel this way, I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart. Had I been made aware of this before, I would have done my best to reach out and rectify any misunderstandings. My late grandmother, my mother, my 3 sisters, and my niece have always taught me and inspired me to treat everyone with empathy, compassion, and above all, respect. And I feel that I have honored and continue to honor those teachings in the way I treated them in my life. As for the claims that I have in some way mistreated, manipulated, or abused any person that I have had any sort of romantic relationship with, these are false. To my knowledge, I have never reacted or behaved in that way. What? As that is completely contrary to my nature, my personality, and my decision-making process. I debated writing up a rebuttal to every false claim, but I'd rather not escalate and turn this into a he said, she said situation. It becomes much uglier than it actually is. I've spent many years of my life dedicated to pursuing my dream of being a contributing member of the gaming world, and I have been rewarded tenfold with the support of so many fans and fellow members of the live streaming community. They've inspired me to continue on this journey that I love. I am very fortunate to have the support of my family and friends. I also like this community. Oh, these are the only comments I'll be posting regarding the situation. Okay. My knowledge of Swifty and Takarita. Reading the accusations made me sick. Having some sort of a name and seeing how bad cancel culture is, I wanted to vomit. I will try and keep this short. I have known John Swifty since 2011. I met him through a theme. He was older and acted it. Never did he cuss. Never once did I open my own door. He was a dying breed, a gentleman. Okay. I couldn't put my finger on the first time I met Taka at BlizzCon sometime, but she made it very clear Swifty was hers, and if anyone wanted to be involved, it would have to be with her approval. Countless parties, countless streams, and it's not a secret Taka has a massive issue with drinking. I find it to be bad taste to blame everything you ever did that is questionable on being under the influence, but alas, every one of her stories starts that way and ends the same, blacking out. Holy yikes. at a BlizzCon party. By the end, she had lost her heels and was trying to kiss every female in that club and lure them back to have sex. I don't even think Swifty was mentioned for most. I have photos of her drunken self trying to shove her tongue down my throat, and if that isn't enough proof that she's a sexual aggressor, I don't know what you people want. Maybe the countless hours of streams and her acting up, being drunk, forcing herself into a different person. Listen, I don't want to make anyone look bad. I read these tweets about John and I am in shock. Yeah, he seemed too nice. What? Because he is. That's him. Respectful, kind, always thinking about others, even when the end result doesn't work. Has Swifty been sexual? Yes, many times. He's an adult. That's what adults do when they're interested in someone. But to change your story of consent when the relationship goes bad, come on, this is happening far, far, far too often. I know Swifty. I know he isn't perfect, damn near, but I know 100% he's not this monster. He doesn't deserve this. He didn't abuse her, ever. He was always straightforward, maybe just not on stream. Not everyone needs to know your private life. John was good to her, way too good. Gave her way too many chances, and when it was over, even got her replaced and paid for it. I hope that this helps him. I see his life he has worked so hard for is being torn away by a one-sided blur of a story. Please rethink these times we live in. Watch the old streams of him. Watch her old streams. You will see Swifty doesn't deserve this, and Taka has a problem with drinking. If nothing else, she needs help. She's pregnant with a child on the way. Her OnlyFans has gotten a ton of new subs from this, so thank you for supporting a new mama. Now act like one, Taka. Holy shit. This is like almost worthy of canceling like Mia. What the fuck? So Takarita responded to Mia's tweet and says, it seems that you left out the part that at that party I told you he wanted us to do a threesome and told me she does porn, she'll be totally fine with it, and you were completely disgusted. You yelled at him and blew up his phone that you were pissed and that your friendship with him must have meant nothing. And from this, you didn't talk to him for months until you finally called him asking to be friends again. You should watch the streams of us and say how sexy he was and how disgusting of a person I am. I know you've always had feelings for him. I didn't want to say it, but that's what Mia's tweet longer read like. Like, Mia had a huge crush on Swifty and hated that Takarita was dating him. But I can't know that. But and we still, even with Takarita saying it, we don't know that. But I know you've always had feelings for him, but this is not the way you show it by making someone out to be a monster when they were telling the truth. I have more than enough people who were witnesses ready to come forward. Thank you. Here is the video you set on private.
What's up, guys? So I officially made it to Orlando. I didn't vlog me coming here. I'm sorry. I was very hungover from the wedding, as you saw. My phone is doing okay since I threw it into fire, so that's good. But guess who I'm with?
Hey!
Look, we're reunited! I'm so excited. So I'm gonna be here until Thursday. We're gonna be streaming a lot.
What is this? Oh, it's apple juice.
No, it's not apple juice. It's
Apple juice.
fuck. It's good to be back. What was it?
What is this?
It's good. It's a Washington apple. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. We're gonna make him finish it. I spilled it all over my boob.
The guy was smiling at my smile.
Hello?
Wait, does he even drink?
Got my dad.
Oh god, that girl's outfit was... People responding to Swifty saying, this is a class act response. Those of us who've been watching for years have seen her drunken antics and regretful behavior, realize this is a failed clout play. Jesus. I'm sure you have a good lawyer. Don't let them stop until she's broke and forced to retort. Okay, okay, never mind. Twitter was a waste of time. So I think that like... Oh. Is Melina streaming yet? She's got a boober outfit for you guys today. Good luck. So, okay, so I'm sorry. So, like, with just Takarita's story, okay, there's a lot there. It is just a he said, she said, unfortunately. So, like, we can take what she said. She doesn't really post any receipts, so it's kind of harder because it's a he said, she said. However, there's one thing Oh shit, Alvy got banned, Molina's friend. Oh no. There's two big things going on here, okay? One is that Swifty's response sucks, okay? And kind of makes you wonder, because that response was nothing, okay? But two, the super ultra insane thing is that email. Wait, fuck. This was not the right to it longer. Can somebody link me that email? That email that got posted corroborates so much of Swifty's behavior. And like the fact that that's coming from a third party that's also like shitting on Takarita makes it look really, really, really bad for Swifty. His response combined with this third party email that seems to corroborate his creepy behavior means we're gonna rate Swifty a dark red on this one. Okay?
All kinds of crazy jokes on this show. Does it?
A little bit, yeah.